So one of the other things I love to do to my encaustic work is put some of this is the Faber-Castell gelatos, and this is just the black. And I can rub it on the edges. You don't need much, really. And then you can smudge it into the wax, and it creates this smokiness, which is really, I think, so pretty, and adds a lot of kind of mood to the piece. So I'm just kind of darkening up these edges a bit, creating a little bit of that smoky look. And I'll do the same up here. Who knew that a stencil and a paint pen and a stamp would inspire all this, but I'm just having so much fun. I just can't stop. So I also like to do the same on the sides to again get that sort of smoky look happening. You can do this with oil pastels if you don't have the gelatos. Alright, so the next step is to just give it a really light fuse to kind of, I don't really need a fuse where I put the pan pastel because I burnished it in with my finger, but I am going to fuse around those corners. I may even add a little extra wax in some of these areas where it's just a little bit bumpy for me. So I'm just going to give it the last fuse. I'm just going to let that cool off. I might scrape this part back a bit or rub some more gelato on it. If you let the heat gun stay in one place for too long, it will start to move the gelato. And that's what happened here. It started to kind of migrate. No big deal. It's easy to fix. Okay guys, so while that piece is cooling, I'm actually going to add something to the wings that will make them shimmer. And this is Deco Art Metallic Luster in Gold Rush. And it's actually a furniture polish or something, but it works really well with wax. So I'm just taking some on my finger and rubbing it lightly over my wings. And it's going to make them shimmer. You see that? Oops. So it's kind of cool, right? Who doesn't like a little shimmer? And since she is coming out into the light, I thought it would be neat to have them glow a little bit. So I'm just rubbing this right onto my wings. And it's really neat because it's picking up all the texture in the paper, which is kind of cool. And giving them kind of a magical look. You could also do this if you have metallic pan pastels. You could do the same thing. Just rub them on there. This is just to add a little more interest. So pretty, right? Now you got gold wings. Everybody wants gold wings. Can you tell I'm having fun? Just got every single thing I own out. Getting a little crazy. Alright, let's have a look at our girl. So, we want to attach the wings up here, right? And we're going to need to apply quite a bit of wax where we're going to want to embed them. And I'm going to attempt to embed them on this part here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and take a dollop of wax and put it where I want it to attach, and then push that in to the wax. Hopefully, you might have to add in a little bit more here on top to kind of get those wings to stick. And let it cool. Use it. So I want to have enough wax on her to keep those wings on, but I don't want it to be too much that it takes away from her form. So it's kind of a balance, and kind of scrape away a little bit of this chunkiness. Obviously they need some wax to, you know, sink into, but I don't want it to be too chunky. Don't touch the wire. It's gonna be hot. All right. So I think that is on there. Definitely a delicate sort of situation, but just stick in there. This might take a few times until you get it mounted where it feels secure. Once the wax hardens though, it's pretty hard, so it should hold these. All right, so that was how I chose to incorporate the wire in there. These are now attached to the piece, and you could attach wire in lots of different ways to a wax piece, but it's neat because I don't usually add 3D elements necessarily to my work, so this was kind of fun. I really enjoyed it. Okay guys, one more thing. I totally forgot about adding the stamp, and I wanted to add the stamp on the back as kind of an intentional message behind this piece. And I got so excited about attaching the wire, I forgot to add the stamp. So definitely should have done this before I added the wings, but it's okay. So I want to incorporate Donna's stamp on the back here, and it says, the greatest pleasure in life is doing what others say you cannot. And I wanted to make it a special kind of feature on the back here. So I created a little mini collage, and then I'm going to kind of use some white paint to kind of block some of this out, and then I'm going to stick this right here. And actually I'll probably stamp this on another piece of paper and then make it a part of the collage so that I don't have to press down hard and dislodge my wings. Although they're pretty on there, which is great. All right, so I'm gonna let this kind of dry, and then I will add the stamp. Okay guys, so I've got a vintage piece of paper here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add my stamp. And I'm gonna use my paint pen right on here, and hopefully we'll get a nice impression. I just love this Prussian blue color, it's so pretty. Definitely gonna get some more of these paint markers. Okay. you go. The greatest pleasure in life is doing what others say you cannot. Very powerful statement. Love it. I'm going to go ahead and just rip away some of the excess here that I don't need. And I'm going to add this into my collage on the back of the piece and kind of infuse it with this sort of, this sentiment, this saying. And gently put my board down. And I'm going to stick this here. It's pretty dry. I think I'm going to add a little bit of white paint to kind of soften this a little bit. I may even just put wax over it too. Why not? Let me glue this down. And I love this idea of infusing a piece with a statement or a quote like this. I love words. I love quotes. So this is pretty cool. Very cool. Sure that's all down. Alright, we'll let that dry and then I'll just put a coat of wax on it. And then it'll really become a part of the piece. She's definitely conquering the darkness and heading into the light, and doing what others said she could not, stepping into her own light, and that's pretty powerful. Alright, so to finish it off and connect it with the front, I'm just going to put some wax over this. Just kind of loosely. I'm going to say we're done. This will continue to get less cloudy here on the edges, but I'm really happy with the piece and I loved making it. So thank you, Donna, so much for the opportunity to use materials I don't often use. I loved using the wire. The stencil by Pam Carricker is just gorgeous and really provided beautiful structure in my piece. And I love the paint pen and of course the stamp. So I hope you guys will give this a go. Really open your mind to using new things. This was such a great learning experience for me and was very inspiring. So I hope you guys have fun, and thanks again, Donna, for the opportunity. I'll see you later. Bye.